Hey everyone, Kododika man. Time for another edition of Hobby Defense Corp. We defend your favorite hobbies or give a shit to things I like. Today we're going to talk about a book series based on a tribute to role playing. Yes, Dungeon Crawl Carl by Matt Dinneman. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. But the point is, anyhow, this book series is really popular now. If you didn't know. And so getting a role playing system now, which is kind of surprising, might do the Kickstarter or backer kit or whatever the crowdfunding website. But anyhow, point is, Dungeon Crawl Carl, a book series that I love. A day before this video was made, I decided to do a video on me doing Dungeon Crawl Carl, and yeah, I feel like doing it. That's why we're doing it here as a demand of the comment of that video. But anyhow, point is, that short is so popular, I'm now doing an actual Dungeon Crawl video before our theme month, which will be revealed at the end of the video. Got that? Good. Let's begin talking about the book series. This book series is 7 books, really 8 coming up, and maybe 10 all the way through, but this series is about the World Dungeon, a thing that abducts a planet and basically turns that planet into a post-apocalyptic wasteland and does it for alien reality TV. Kind of a weird Running Man sort of vibe mixed with reality show element. I love the book series. I'm only on book 3, so do not spoil anything in the comment section. This video is just going to be about book 1, mostly for the first half, because the first book is kind of longer by a few chapters, but technically the first book has to be long because it's a good origin. Look at Sword Art. The first book in that series is episodes 1 through 14. It ain't as our theme, I'm sorry. But yeah, point is this. Our story is about 2 characters. Carl, who's your average guy who has an ex-girlfriend who has a pet cat. And yes, our other character, Donut. Princess Donut, to be exact. One of the funniest characters of the series. Like, dear God, this cat is funny. We will get into how does she talk later on in the video because that happens early on. But any point is, the cat gets stuck in the tree and basically Carl late at night does it. Then a nuke happens, turning the planet into a world dungeon. Well, basically, now everything feels like a game. Technically, the game people who survive are now crawlers in a reality show called Dungeon Crawler World. We see our main character finding a tutorial guild to explain what the hell's going on. Even if he meets our mentor, uh, Mordecai, who is basically our mentor. And I will get into one detail that I have to say later on. He's a rat for right now, but I will explain more when we get into his backstory. Okay, introduction. He kind of Carl's like, you can't come here because you need to beat the goblin. I don't know how to fight. And he beats up the goblin with his leg and kicking. Does that. He meets Carl, meets Mordecai. And yes, Mordecai is the changeling, which might become weirder in the later books because in every floor of this dungeon, he changes his form, which is such a cool running joke. I like it. Like, it's kind of badass and great. But anyway, that's good. Technically, he's our mentor character, and he explains what's going on, explains the reality show stuff officially, and that. And yes, this game uses loot boxes. I know people hate loot boxes, but this series uses loot boxes in a good way. Sorry about that, but point is, reality show. Every achievement gives you abilities, and some achievement gives you feats for the classes, which are for later in the book, and the races are introduced later in the second book. But we're not going to talk about that today. If I do more of these videos about the book series, I will explain. Just to know, this book is 2 floors instead of the normal 1 floor because this is the beginning of the series, and it makes sense to have 2 floors in the first book. Just my opinion, but anyhow, point is great. Carl gets a pet box for Donut, feeds them up, and yes, Donut's now an actual player, which is kind of the funniest part of the character because, dear God, Donut has to be the funniest part of the series. And now that she talks, you can now see the gravitas of her badassness. Very British sounding and badass, like royalty. Oh dear God, I love this series. And mostly we see a few player killers at the end of the first part. Basically, that there are a few challenges and Dungeon Crawl World basically have talk shows for Earth or whatever the season. I love this part of the show where it feels like the world segments are like every day, which kind of is a weird part. But the point is, this series is awesome for the RPG element. Mostly original ideas like Bad Llama or the Goblin stuff, which the Goblin stuff is not original, but that llama is badass for the first book. Do that. Technically, in the halfway point, after seeing a bunch of players that are kind of background and not important to the plot yet, because there's a bunch of random old people. And later in the book, when they get to the first floor, one of the characters, old people's like, wait, why is that talking for some reason? Oh dear God, that has to be the funniest part of the second book, which is dumb. But anyhow, they join forces until the second floor. And technically, this video is just on book one. So, yeah, halfway point of this book, officially chapter 30 out of the 43 chapters, are technically the second floor introduces us to a few characters that we meet in book two, more importantly, like a few secondary characters. But anyhow, point is, for this video, we're only talking about the main characters, like technically those three. Plus, we also get Mongo at the end, who's like a pet velociraptor. So sweet. It's not for Carl, but for Donut. But dear God, a cat having a pet, a guy and his pet cat now becomes sentient and now has his own pet, a freaking dinosaur named Mongo, which is kind of like a velociraptor, more like the accurate ones, not Jurassic Park. Do 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 Sorry, that's so funny. But yeah, point. Oh, wait, dinosaur. Oh yeah, Michael. Hey, what's happening with Michael? God damn it. I'm not sure. I was thinking of doing mainframe for the theme month like we did last year, but I don't feel like it. Do you have any suggestions? What about something that's now gonna be dated this year? Yeah, what is it? What's that thing book I care that's now dated? Oh, Sword Arc! Yes, next month we're doing Sword Arc theme month throughout the whole month of May. Even if we're gonna talk about the first series, but for your approval, I'm doing the movies, the freaking movies, Progression One, and the the second season, plus the spin-off anime Gun Gale, the Gun Gale spin-off, and technically the movie to wrap things up. What is that? Find out next time. Hope you liked the video. Link down below if you like Dungeon Carl and want me to do more of these videos. Sorry that this was tied to a theme month for an anime that might be completely dated by this year because this year came 2026 came out. But anyhow, hope you like the video. Just come and saying bye-bye for now.